Hi everyone, and welcome back to Candid Campbell. I'm your host, Olivia Hoff. We are joined again by Dean Campbell himself, but I do have to tell everyone, this is unfortunately our last show, so we're hopefully going to make it a special one.
Well, it's good. It's been great being here with you.
It's been great having you every week. So, okay, let's jump right into the topics. There's a lot going on. We have a lot of recaps to do. Recently, Ryder announced a tuition increase for next year. The increase is the same as last year. It's 4.9% or $1,400, bringing tuition to a total of $29,870. So can you tell us about how this decision regarding tuitions are made and what the increases will do?
Well, you know, tuition is a very difficult decision for all of us. We want to make sure that tuition increases don't cause anyone to have to leave. We want to make sure we maintain affordability, but we have to cover our bills.
Yeah.
You know, things like raises. You know, personnel are the primary cost drivers, because the faculty members, the staff that work here, the facilities folks. Staff is our biggest budget item. So we have to make sure we can meet our budget needs. But more than that is we also want to make sure whenever we do something with tuition, we also increase financial aid, because we want to make sure that the students have that option as well. And you probably already know that about 32%, is 32% of what the tuition is covered in financial aid too for the university. So it's a lot of money that goes in there, and so we work together. And there's a lot of pushback. We look at what's going on in the market. We look at what our budget's going to be, what we can hold expenses lines, and how we can cut. The trustees get involved in it. They push back on us. But it's all focused on how do we make sure that there is an affordability for the students and still meet our bills.
Yeah. Okay, it sounds like a hard decision to make, though.
It is, but a lot of time goes into it.
Well, okay, with little time left before the semester ends, summer is on everyone's mind, including my own. So what also we have to keep in mind are summer classes. I know a lot of students can take them to either catch up on credits or maybe get a little bit ahead of the game. So could you tell us about the schedule for summer
What a great opportunity summer school is for students. As you know, that we charge about half of what it costs during the regular school year to take summer school courses. And it's really, we do that so students can save money, they can catch up. And we also, if you take 2 courses in a summer session, as you know, they're broken down to summer 1, which goes right after graduation until about 4th of July, and summer 2, which goes from 4th of July to about mid-August. But if you take 2 sessions in 2 classes in each of those sessions, you can get housing for only $250, which is a real deal. So we try to keep it affordable for students so they can get ahead and they can work. We plan the schedule out of the CCS. Dean Boris Villick is the person that sort of coordinates everything. And we try to find courses that students would need or want, we look at what's available for them, what they have to use for their majors, for their distribution requirements, and we try to put all that together. So it works well, and we've had a very robust summer program in the past few years, and I think it's been really appreciated by the students.
Oh, definitely. I appreciate it a lot because I know that I have a lot of hard requirements coming up. So I personally decided to take a few of them in the summer so I could focus more on those classes than others.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, a lot of students do it for just that reason. They can focus.
Exactly. Okay, well, since the semester's coming to a close, we have been talking a lot about commencement. So there are other senior activities going on campus, and one main activity is Senior Week. So can you tell us a little bit about this?
Well, Senior Week happens right after the school year is finished and exams are over, and it leads right to graduation. Steph Premlar, who's the senior class president, and her staff have been working hard to plan that. They've been planning it, frankly, since beginning of the school year. They're trying to figure out what to do, how do we charge, how do we keep the cost down, what will the activities be, how do we keep everybody safe. And they usually have a wonderful time. We've been doing this for a number of years, and the seniors that come, it's a chance for everybody to gather together. And the activities are sort of secondary to the camaraderie and the fellowship that happens among the class. And there's always a good spirit, always a lot of fun. Faculty come back for a big barbecue and for lunch one time. They talk with the students the last time. They usually take a trip to Atlantic City or someplace to do things there, and usually have a wonderful time.
That sounds like so much fun. Now, this is the week before commencement?
The commencement is on Friday, so this is usually Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right before graduation.
Okay. Oh, that's so much fun. I never knew about Senior Week.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. Okay, well, also we've talked a lot about Ryder's efforts to go green on campus, and one of the biggest pieces of news that we've had this semester was that the West Village was actually certified as LEED. It was given the LEED Award, which is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. So can you tell us about what this certification means?
Well, the certification is an architectural certification that certifies that the building is energy efficient. You know, we can use sustainable materials, and we use energy techniques that conserve energy. So all of that. Our architects have worked really hard. We won't know if we're LEED certified until the building is built.
Yeah.
And we have all of it, because there's always construction, always has some added interesting insights. But we work very hard to make sure that our buildings are energy efficient and meet the certification. You know, President Rosansky signed the President's Compact to reduce our carbon footprints. And so all of that, you know, we made a commitment as a university to make sure that we do everything we can to be sustainable on campus. So we're working hard with that, and I think hopefully we'll get certified again.
Great, I hope so too. Now also what we've also been talking about this whole past semester is construction, new construction that will be happening to Ryder. So will we be continuing to make the new construction projects green?
Well, that certainly is our goal, is to try to make them as energy efficient and as green as we can within restrictions. You know, when you're adding on to buildings and doing things, there's some engineering that has to be done, but we're doing it the best we can within our budgets.
That's great. Okay, well, during senior send-off, seniors had a chance to speak with representatives from financial aid. So with some of the changes to loans next year, amongst other financial changes, what can students expect and what can seniors expect financially after they graduate?
Well, the seniors, some of the new legislation gives seniors a longer time period to pay, and also gives some help to seniors by capping payments at a percentage of their income. So there'll be some help in paying back loans. What the underclassmen, you know, returning students can expect is that loans will be an easier process for them because they do everything through Ryder. And working with our campus lending program that we're doing as part of the new government Federal Higher Education Act, they don't have to go running around to all the banks. They can come to us. We can figure it out. We can do things a lot easier right here on campus for them.
Okay, well, wow. I mean, that's definitely a lot easier. Well, many seniors are also beginning to register for Ryder University's Alumni Association. So can you tell us about the program and what benefits there are?
Well, you know, we make a lot of friends when we're at Ryder. And Ryder alums always like to see each other and share experiences and talk about it and keep up with the friendships. The Alumni Association helps us do that. It helps us keep in contact through a website that we have, through you get to have your own Ryder email when you come, email for life, Ryder emails that you can keep. You can stay in touch by, you know, focusing on other alums. You want to find alums that you haven't seen for a while. We have them in our database, and only alums can find other alums. There are club meetings in different parts of the country that you'll be able to get together and hear updates on the university, and get together for social events and do things. So the Alumni Association is great, but mainly we keep you connected with Ryder and all your friends. I know even as old as I am, I still have friends from college that we use through the Alumni Association. We stay in touch, and it's always been very helpful.
That's such a good tool. That's so nice. Well, okay, Dean Campbell, are there any changes you would personally like to see on campus, or any programs you'd like to see next year?
Well, I'm really excited about the new theater and the new construction that we're doing. So those changes are going to be very exciting. You also know that we're bringing career services to the colleges, so it's going to make things a little bit more convenient for the students to get career advice. And I think those are the keys. And I always like, you know, for when students use their energy and use their creativity to make our campus. And we've taken a lot of those, a lot of advice from our students on what we should build and how we should go about doing it, where we focus from. So those are the kinds of things I like. What I really enjoy is the fact that the students are, you know, there's so much spirit on campus, and they do so many things. And I'm really pleased that our programs on weekends are just really growing, and people are staying part of Ryder.
Yeah, I do love when we stay here on weekends. There's so much going on.
A lot.
So, now with graduation coming up and commencement, is there any advice you'd like to give to the seniors? Oh,
the seniors, basically just don't give up on your goals. You know, you remember your first job is just that, a first job. You know, learn from it, find out, you know, what you can, look at what your interests are, and use that as a stepping stone for what your future is. You know, at Ryder, you had a good academic base, but you also learned some good leadership skills. And those leadership skills, the interpersonal skills, the communication, are the things that are going to get you ahead. So use them in your networking, use them in understanding what's going on. And don't forget your friends. Your friends are your biggest network. The people that you know, the friends that they meet. Stay in touch with Ryder. We could always be helpful. And just remember, your character is the most important asset you have, so don't lose that.
Well, thank you so much, Dean Campbell. Seniors, listen up from a very hardworking man and successful man himself, Dean Campbell.
Okay.
So we want to thank you so much for joining us again.
It's been great.
And I'd also like to thank the Ryder University Network for allowing us to produce this show once again, and our crew members, Kevin Rafferty and producer Alex Carini. And we'd also like to give a special thank you to Scott Albaum. So for the last time this semester, I'm your host, Olivia Hoff, and thank you guys for joining in to Candid Campbell.